Maximilian Arden, of the Enclave. Judging by the size of his stature, he certainly wasn't shy about his accomplishments.
That arch should lead you to the lower city. I often heard that as you entered the perch, the bustle of Denevron would begin to crescendo until it peaked in the market.
What's the matter?
I knew we should have been trying to find a way out of here. Now it's too late.
Shh, Sev. We'll figure this out.
While you were out, I found a note. A warning, actually.
We suspect our Hearthsider friend snuck back into the camp.
The letter cautions us that a phenomenon referred to as the Flood is hot on our heels. The Flood is essentially a torrential wave of deadly raw magic that will completely overtake the outskirts and Denevron. Apparently this is a cyclical disaster preceded by extreme weather. Anyone caught in it will die, meaning us.
Honestly, that's not the news I was hoping to hear. But it doesn't change anything.
You did hear Dom say torrential wave of raw magic, right?
Yes. I also heard cyclical, and that it was a Hearthsider who warned us about it. which means our goal of finding out what happened to the Hearthsiders hasn't changed. If anything, we're one step closer to it.
If this flood is cyclical, it means the Hearthsiders are surviving it somehow. Maybe they have a safe haven on high ground, or enchantments of some kind. All this means is we need to track down the Hearthsiders now more than ever. As though...
As though our lives depend on it.
yeah, that.
Bryn, a moment. I'm collecting data, surveying the team, so to speak. One question is all I need answered. Do you think Ava deserves a share in any rewards for the work undertaken by the Weaver Band?
Oh, absolutely. She might even end up being named point over me if she keeps it up.
I think it stretches the bounds of credibility to suggest that we could weave a mantle big enough for her.
You think so?
Yes, that'll be all. Thank you for your time.
Oh. I mean, if you wanted a real answer, then I suppose so. It's probably something Casmin would have a better answer for.
I'll go ask her next, then. Note to self, refine census questions.
You know, a quality you share with Aurea is your ability to keep a steady eye on the horizon.
Any comparison to Aurea is flattering. But how do you mean exactly?
The rest of us couldn't help but feel, thrown, to say the least, upon hearing about this flood that might kill us all. But you cut through the fear immediately and recognized that, flood or no flood, our goal stays the same.
I am a little afraid. But I don't see how worrying accomplishes anything.
Exactly. You stay focused on the bigger picture, and you don't let the details throw you off course, however catastrophic they might be.
We will find the Hearthsiders in time.
I know. I have faith.
An abandoned city like Denevrin. It must be full of supplies we could use. Do you think you could maybe grab some things for me?
You know I'm happy to help. What do we need?
I've noticed there are more arcs in the city.
So have I.
The upside is, according to Lane's logs, the ones carrying shields could be scavenged for assault. A metal we could use to reinforce all kinds of gear and facilities. A little heat would help in prying it off the arcs.
All right. I'll come back as soon as I have some.
Great. Thanks, Bryn. So, spare a little rassault for a good cause?
Right here.
Perfect. I was actually thinking it would be good to start stockpiling some Akala hide. The nights get pretty cold here, and we could use it to reinforce our tents and blankets for warmth.
I'll be back in no time.
Thanks, Bryn. Please, hurry. Any luck hunting?
That should be enough for a few blankets and tents.
Oh, that's so great. I don't suppose you would mind getting something else for me.
Yeah, no problem. If you've still got room in the caravan.
I'm just thinking, in an unknown climate, we don't know how fast the seasons might turn here, and as I said, it gets pretty cold at night. We should stock softwood for warmth. Like, a lot of it. To keep our hearth lit, you know?
Oh. Okay. I'm confused. The Akala hide I just brought to you isn't enough?
It's a start, for sure, but we need to be more prepared. Lots of softwood could really save us in a pinch.
Hey, I mean, preparedness is literally your wheelhouse, so I trust you. And finding treasure is mine. I've got your back no matter what.
Good. I hope it's not too much.
All right. I guess I'll be back then.
Thanks, Bryn. Come back with it soon.
Tangles, as far as the eye can see.
surge hadn't hit so hard, the steps would lead to the spire. Alas. Elected representatives would convene there, including the Eye, the Enclave's leader.
Imagine a time when we...
Odd. That ark's just standing there. No sign of damage, but there's something lodged in the back plate. It's a thingy.
So technical. I'll take a look later.
Bastion, their military stronghold. This must be the Bastion.
A large military was never the Enclave's priority. They did not aspire to conquest. Instead, they focused on defense. Their core interest was protecting not only their civilians, but their cutting-edge innovations.
soldiers could see for leagues from vigilant falls, the patrollers would easily spot incoming attacks.
Far jump, even for you.
Too bad I don't have wings.
Feathers wouldn't suit your face. Lane, any idea what that pillar is?
I did find a reference to the Trial of Fires, a rite of passage for new Bastion Sworn before they could cross over to their new life.
Crossing over, Trial of Fires, unsubtle. Bryn, what happens if you make it hot? Nice work.
Pretty involved. Still, you'll have no trouble when it's your turn to head back out in the field.
Be sure to scour the Bastion. Are as impressive as a Highland ice claw mid-flight on a clear day. The way the sun reflects off its wings, majestic.
military stored supplies and weapons before the surge.
The Enclave's war room, with high security were discussed inside.
Looks like the recorded minutes of the meetings that took place here. The last one is dated roughly 26 years ago.
What was it about?
A lot of information was torn off. Casualties got too high due to... something they blotted over with ink. And the military commander should execute a defensive measure called asylum. Asylum? What could that be?
Scour the rest of the keep and find out.
must be the garrison. Enclave soldiers would have slept here during training.
Belonging to the Bastion's commander.
A letter to the commander from Khan Stanild. He signed his title beneath the Eye. Times have necessitated an information blackout. The cause of the casualties must be purged from even the Bastion's most secure records. Furthermore, military personnel are to be separated from civilians, unless facilitating the evacuation from Denevron. If word of the problem's true severity spreads across the populace, panic will be uncontrollable. It is imperative that the silence succeeds.
Paints a stark picture.
Found a key swatch. There's a note with it. It says, "Commander, it's ready. Use the harness to execute assignment."
Another key swatch. lead us to whatever the harvest is.
Only one way to find out.
The Peace Watch is exciting, but it feels like there is more to discover about Asylum here in the Bastion.
Agreed. I'll keep looking. Some sort of access.
Military workshop for enchanters.
The Enclave never used magic to expand its borders, but had to defend itself.
Against nations that thought otherwise.
Exactly.
research notes from about 40 years ago. Probably from an enchanter that worked here. Observing Ark degradation. Looks like there was an expected and normal amount of degradation observed in the Arks following the surge. But once the Arks start killing civilians, it says this is a systemic failure. What could that mean?
It means the Arks weren't sent to attack us as a means of defense.
They've lost control over them.
A final note scrawled on the cover page. Archons will be no use in Asylum's execution.
Bryn, all these documents you've collected, I might be able to piece together what Asylum is if you find out where that key swatch leads.
That's my next move, then.
Did you manage to find enough softwood?
If you need more than this, the Don Brennick Pine preservationists will come for me. Here you go.
Oh, great.
You don't sound as happy as I thought you'd be.
It's just that what I'm realizing is the Weaver Band really needs Drake scales. Like, give or take 90 to be safe.
Wait, 90 Ash Peak Drake scales?
Yeah, not the easiest thing to get, but maybe instead of fighting drakes, you could find one of their nests. I think they shed, right?
Kaz, you know I'd love to spend my days hunting down drakes for you, but 90? What could we possibly need 90 scales for?
Because it's hard to explain, but please, 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 can you trust me? I just really need you to trust me.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Casbin, what's going on? Are we outfitting an army?
Because I just think we could...
Don't you think Bryn's got you pretty well stocked at this point?
But... You're right. I got carried away. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks for all your help. Excuse me, I'm gonna put all this away now.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
If you say so. Good work, Bryn. We'll take care of the rest of this.
Aurea, it's Lane, by the way.
What's that?
They don't like to be called Lane Free. I heard you saying it to Bryn earlier. That's the name their parents chose. Lane is the name they chose.
Fair enough. Didn't realize. Thank you for letting me know. Lane, Lane, Lane. Not Lane Free, but Lane.
Hey, Bryn. Sorry I got carried away with our errands.
It's okay, Kaz. What was going on with that, though? Are you all right?
Yeah. Sometimes there's so much to do, it's hard to keep my head on straight.
Maybe you should take a day to relax. Our ongoing disaster isn't going anywhere.
I don't know how anyone relaxes in here. What about you?
Me?
Yeah. What do you do to relax?
I've always just turned to writing or drawing to process my feelings.
Oh. What do you write about?
Everything. What I see on expeditions, our band's discoveries, conversations like this.
You write about our conversations. Are they all that important?
Sure. Why not? It just helps to get it all down on the page.
That actually sounds nice.
When all else fails, a nap always helps too.
For Ashar, maybe. As a Kashar, I don't need as much sleep as the rest of you.
Sure. But you need some kind of break from time to time, Casmin.
I'll think about it.
After the surge, no one was even sure that anyone inside the Vale survived. Yet, Clearly, they've been here in dire straits this entire time. Why didn't they lower the veil to seek help? Surely a few broken arcs isn't what stopped them.
Everything I found in the Bastion suggests the Enclave leadership was fractured after the surge. Maybe the simple truth is they were in over their heads.
I hate to think the Enclave fell so far from what it once was. What if? Never mind. It's silly.
Can't help but wonder what life might have been like if they'd lowered the veil.
Not just for them, but for all of us. No matter who you were or where you came from, the Enclave could be your home. After the Surge, Weavers didn't just lose the Enclave. We were outcasts in every nation. Not that I need to tell you that. You sacrificed a lot to become a Weaver. The Veil served as a constant reminder that magic was the source of all the world's problems. A convenient scapegoat for every failed leader. And Weavers were an acceptable casualty. And the Hearthsiders just left it there.
So we need to find out why.
Hey, Bryn, keep an eye on Kaz for me, okay?
You're worried about her?
The last time I saw her this strung out was during her point training. I was talking to Sola the other day. It doesn't seem like she's sleeping much.
I thought Kashar generally sleep less than the rest of us. Is it really that concerning?
Less sleep, not none. We all need to rest sometime. When I asked Kasmin about it, she mumbled something about how she'd sleep when everyone was safe. I tried to ask what she meant, but she didn't want to talk about it further.
That is concerning. I'll let you know if I notice anything. Don't worry. I'm sure Kasmin will be fine.
You're probably right. Just keep your eyes open. She seems to open up to you more than the rest of us.
I have asked our third friend to join us since he demonstrated such insight with the Loom Gates.
It was just a lucky guess.
Nonsense. The Loom Gate works. Enough said.
Gents? The, thingy?
Dom said you found it attached to an ark. One that was shut down.
No sign of damage, but this part came off easily.
It's safe to assume it wasn't part of the original construction then. The arcs are famously durable.
Bryn, think back. How does it compare to the ark we found outside the Veil?
Exactly the same. Completely motionless. At least, at first.
We should take another look at our newest friend then. Care to do the honors?
Same place? Same place. Well observed, Sev. You were correct.
Just a lucky guess.
Up. No more of that. Lady, gentlemen, I think we can confidently assert conspiracy.
2 devices does start a pattern.
And a pattern that must predate the Surge, since we found a device that was outside the Veil.
True. That gives us a what and a when, but leaves a whom, a how, and a why.
And how many arcs have been affected?
It does follow that if we found 2, there could be more.
I'll keep an eye out for tampered arcs.
Some may have restarted on their own, like the one we followed through the Veil.
They're going to fight back, aren't they?
It does seem to be, Allah. Yes.
After seeing the spire, I can't help but wonder how effective the Enclave's governance was. Did their system work? Was it better than what we have across the Maida? Many questions present themselves.
Do any answers present themselves?
Well, we have the raw facts. If I recall correctly, their government was run by a council that varied in size through the years. At the top of the pecking order were the eye, the spindle, and the axle, all representatives voted in by the council members or various guilds. The documentation currently available to me is rather lacking in detail, though. The succession processes, for example, are unclear.
How's it compared to what you have at home?
Undoubtedly more functional, I'll give it that. The Udean Federation is, to put it plainly, a mess. To the point where our unofficial national dish is a specially prepared meringue that lasts approximately 10 seconds before collapsing.
You all right?
I know we're talking politics, but truth be told, all I can think about now is food.
Kaz might have gathered some herbs. You could try sweet-talking her into mixing something up.
In that case, I think I'll go bother her for a late breakfast. You can't do archival work on an empty stomach, after all.
An expected abnormal amount of degradation in the aftermath of the surge.
Looking over the notes from the Bastion.
Dated almost 40 years ago, contemporaneous with the surge. The enchanter who created the notes was quite junior. Most people who had actually designed arcs had died in the surge, it seems.
The best we have is a novice's musings?
The observations appear accurate, and the enchanter was careful not to draw any ill-founded conclusions. But good methodology cannot replace experience. It makes sense now that the Enclave lost control of their own constructs.
The arc we followed through the Vale wasn't hostile. Any new ideas on what makes it different?
No new leads. Maybe we'll uncover more as you continue to explore Denevran, but we do know our little friend is quite resilient to magic in general. That certainly could have contributed.
The letters were untouched, but the Eye blotted out a lot of information from other documents I collected in the Bastion. Do you think the Enclave's leader was trying to hide the Ark hostility from his own people?
I'm not sure how you could hide the fact that constructs taller than a building have gone on a rampage. Still, in times of crisis, paranoid governments have tried to bury all manner of scandals. And the Enclave certainly seems paranoid.
If we could help the Hearthsiders get on their feet, do you think they could regain control of the Arks?
Anyone who knew anything about the Ark's core design is long dead. A particularly innovative enchanter might have some luck with minor malfunctions, but the Arks aren't simply shut down or stumbling blindly in fields they once farmed. They've become violent, presumably even against their creators, and that won't be solved by something as simple as reapplying their grease.
There's no hope of regaining control.
With enough dedication, time, and research, anything is possible, but it won't be easy. Don't stay your blade just yet.
I guess there's still a lot of Arks smashing in my future.
For the time being, at least. Unfortunate.
Yeah. If we can't use them to farm, they make great scrap.
Relegating the Enclave's premier innovation to scavenged parts isn't a victory we should be celebrating.
It's something. How are you feeling about this whole Archon sabotage investigation, Sev?
I am unsettled. The thought of Arks being smuggled out of the Enclave makes me wonder what else was happening just before the surge.
It's pretty clear they were up to some stuff wildly over their collective heads. But don't worry, Sev. We're going to figure it out. Lane's going to write the book.
You're right. It's just the implications of an Ark being smuggled out. Was someone trying to reverse engineer how they were built? And if so, who?
Don't worry, big guy. We'll find out. And whatever we learn is sure to be fascinating.
Always refreshing to work with carved materials.